Good morning to you, team. So after you've heard what we're going to be having in as far as our conversations are concerned this Health Tuesday, matters of politics, after unity, we work. Is it going to be working for Wanjiku? That's a big question. Let's bring you up to speed with those stories that have been making headlines in the 12 hours or so. And we start off with a statement where the government has refuted claims that Bomas of Kenya has been sold. Now, in a statement, the government has termed the claims fake, reckless and deliberately misleading. The statement further clarified that contrary to the allegations, the institution is being transformed into a world-class international conference and cultural center. What is your take on that? Get us on X at KBC Channel 1. And we begin in the headlines on a security note where residents of Wamba area in Samburu County took to the streets to protest the killing of a local trader in an attack that also left children injured and 2 shop assistants seriously injured and admitted at the Mararal Referral Hospital. The irate residents burnt tires and blocked the main entrance road to the town, bringing businesses to a standstill the entire day. The residents claim that since the beginning of this year, over 10 people have been killed by bandits in the area. While area DCC Langat Mutai confirmed the incident, he asked the residents to be calm as security personnel pursue the bandits. One of the injured had a bullet lodged in his chest.
Tumesikitika jana kwa jambo ambayo ilitokea jana usiku, ambaye tumepoteza kijana wetu mmoja ambaye tunamuita Ndoiga, ambaye ni kijana ambaye ukikuwa na shida yoyote ukimpigia ako kwa upezi sana, ambaye anakuja kwa haraka na anakusaidia.
Tunaomba KPR backup kwa villages ambaye ziko karibu na town. Tunataka town yetu ioperate biashara 24 hours ndio watu waweze kujifaidi kwa biashara.
Tunaona maduka ikibomolewa, watu wakipigwa wakiwalela. Sasa tunataka security, hali ya usalama imesambaratika na barabara imeharibika sana. Sasa tunalilia serikali yetu kuu kama wanaweza kutusaidia.
Hii Wamba hatuna security Wamba kabisa. Wamba maduka sinafunjwa, wanasema ni warani. Na murani hawezi toka kuiba ng'ombe akuja aibe town.
Na ninaomba kwa unyenyekevu wote wananchi wa Wamba na Samburu East kwa ujumla tutoe ile information ambayo itasaidia asasi za usalama kuweza kupambana na kurejesha hali ya utulivu katika area yetu.
We'll be keeping tabs on that development. Still on matters security, Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen has reaffirmed the government's commitment to safeguard the welfare of refugees despite growing concerns over aid cuts. Speaking after a closed-door meeting with ambassadors and international donors in Nairobi, Murkomen commended the U.S. government for lifting the ban on humanitarian funding, easing fears of food rations in the camps. The meeting also addressed security concerns following recent protests by refugees in Kakuma over dwindling resources. Here's Ben Chumba with the details.
A crucial meeting between the Kenyan government and key international donors has provided much-needed assurance for thousands of refugees in the country. Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen lauding the U.S. government for lifting the ban on humanitarian funding, noting this will, among others, ensure food assistance in Kenya's refugee camps remain steady despite fears of possible cuts.
And we have been given full assurance that between now, within this year, there is no fear that the rationing will go below what it is now, which is 40%. So for now, we are very confident that the refugees both in Dadaab and in Kakuma and Kalaboye are going to be taken care of in the near future.
The meeting comes in the wake of growing anxiety among refugees, particularly in Kakuma, where protests erupted over dwindling resources. While concerns remain about long-term sustainability, the Kenyan government is working on the Shirika Plan, an initiative aimed at integrating refugees into the country's socio-economic framework, a move that will also be beneficial to the host communities.
We have agreed in this meeting that we will go back, interrogate the figures and the numbers that are necessary of the resources that are necessary to roll out the Shirika Plan and secure firm and quantifiable commitments from the development partners before we can roll out the Shirika Plan. And we believe that that can be achieved in the shortest time possible.
Public participation, fine-tuning of the legal and regulatory framework, and partner support are crucial for the success of the Shirika Plan. With refugee numbers growing and global donor priorities shifting, the question remains, how sustainable is Kenya's refugee support system in the long run?
To see how best we can deal with the question of the refugees. As we all know that refugees were expected to be here for a short period of time, but now they have been in the country for 35 years. We cannot continue having this situation persisting forever.
A section of political and professional leaders from Gusii and Kuria regions are asking the government to urgently address issues affecting development in the area, including infrastructure gaps and youth unemployment. The leaders met in Nairobi on Monday in the wake of a political pact between UDA and ODM, which has sparked mixed reactions across the country.
A day after rowdy youth disrupted a meeting attended by the Orange Democratic Movement leader Raila Odinga at Gusii Stadium in Kisii County, leaders from the region on Monday expressed their mixed reactions over the events. Addressing a Gusii and Kuria multi-sectoral consultative forum in Nairobi, Kisii Senator Richard Onyonka further distanced himself from the heckling of Odinga on Sunday.
I would like to say that what happened in Kisii yesterday had nothing to do with me. I respect Mzee Raila. I disagree with him variously and severally on various issues, but my style of politics doesn't make me look for resources and time and money to plan how to heckle anybody.
The senator, however, took issue with National Assembly's Chief Whip Silvanus Osoro's bid to rally Gusii region behind President William Ruto re-election in 2027. On his part, Osoro, who decried the Gusii Stadium incident, however, voiced his disquiet over what he described as marginalization of the community.
What exactly are people protesting over? Why are people agitated in our villages? Why? It is because from the brotherhood that we've supported over the years, and this I must say, we have somehow not benefited much from the support we've given our neighbors. That is the problem.
The leaders who spoke at the meeting urged the government to urgently address poor infrastructure, health education, and unemployment gaps affecting people of their region.
The leaders noted that despite the valuable endowments, the Gusii Kuria region continues to face significant challenges that hinder our progress. These include infrastructure gaps, youth unemployment, inadequate education and skills development programs, insufficient healthcare access, and lack of substantive economic inclusion and investment opportunities.
That is likely going to or rather come up in the conversation that Victor is going to be having with our panel now discussing after the supposed, what they're calling, or rather political pundits are referring to another handshake in the making. Now, after the handshake or the unity comes work. Is it? That's a part of a conversation we're going to be having, looking at now the dynamics and the change in the political matrix. The United Democratic Alliance UDA has announced a second phase of its grassroots election, which will be held between April 11th and 12th across 22 counties. United Democratic Alliance chairperson Cecilia Mbarire said the registration process will close on Friday, 21st of March at midnight. through the online portal uda.ke. The party so far has procured over 10,000 gadgets to ensure that the election is conducted seamlessly through a digital electronic framework that ensures the election is open, free and fair, with instant results such as at poll closure. The party has also so far successfully conducted the election in 5 counties.
The UDA party is excited to announce the upcoming grassroots elections scheduled for the April 11th and 12th of 2025 across 22 counties. The registration for candidates is now open and will remain available until the Friday 21st March 2025 at midnight.
All our members are encouraged to participate and to know that the election will be seriously free and fair.
Kwamba kutakuwa na uchaguzi wa huru, uchaguzi wa usawa, na tutatumia njia ya elektroniki ambapo moja kwa moja pale pale mkishamaliza uchaguzi mtaweza kupata majibu.
As UDA party, we are invigorated, we are energized, we are raring to go, because as a ruling party, we have no intention of letting anybody catch up with us. We want to grow our margin, our numbers in parliament, from the current almost 150 members of parliament to even over and above that.
Now to the corridors of justice. This is a report that has been prepared by Ruth Wamboi that indicates that members of the Dupto settlement scheme located in Embakasi South are calling for investigations into the embezzlement and misappropriation of 2.7 billion shillings set aside to compensate them following the acquisition of their ancestral land. Through their lawyer Thomas Letangule, the members claim they were forcefully evicted from a piece of land they occupied for over 30 years. Here are the details.
In 2024, the members filed a case in the Environment and Lands Court seeking to stop Kenya Railway Corporation and the National Land Commission from making any payments related to the compulsory acquisition of the land.
Watoto wetu wanahangaika. Saa hii tunakaa bado kama watu kama sisi hakuna pesa tulipewa. Pesa ilipeana mikono tofauti na wakili wetu.
Eka 38 nasikia tu ajaenda mahali iko hapo, naambia sasa rais saidia sisi ipate hiyo eka yetu 38.
However, through lawyer Thomas Letangule, they argue that despite relocating with the promise of receiving the compensation, they have not been paid yet.
We sat with the NLC chairman, with all these people, and they told me, wakili, toa kesi kotini. Tutalipa hawa watu wako. So I proceeded and removed the case which we had filed in court. The project was being manned by PS Lands, Honorable Generally Nixon Korir. And this letter is detailed. He controlled the whole process. The money was paid to lawyers other than the lawyer for this community.
Elsewhere, the High Court has ordered a local bank to comply with orders issued in January this year within 30 days period. In the ruling, Justice Wayu Amongare stated National Bank of Kenya will have no audience before the court unless the managing director George Odhiambo and the chair purge the content by paying 23 million shillings ordered to a plaintiff in a case.
Odhiambo, so that you call your board and you give them that order, not today's order, the order that was supposed to be complied. They give you power and authority to pay that money, then you come back, we release you from contempt.
The case will be mentioned on 28th April for further directions. Ruth Wamboi for Good Morning, Kenya.
From the courts to business now, where Kenya is developing an integrated organic and mineral fertilizer standard to increase the use of organic fertilizer. Kenya Agriculture and Livestock Research Organization Director David Kamau says the standards will guide manufacturers in the mineral composition of organic fertilizer.
Of arable land in Kenya is acidic, which has been negatively affecting food production. To correct this, the Kenya Agriculture and Livestock Research Organization is working with the Kenya Bureau of Standards and other government agencies in developing standards to guide and regulate the formal use of organic fertilizer.
We plan to meet with the Organic Agriculture Technical Committee so that we can do the standard on mineral organic fertilizers. I think once we do that, then we can be sure that the standards are set, because that is one of the missing links which we have in Kenya today.
Structures to integrate the use of organic and synthetic fertilizer are also being put in place.
Most sustainable farming system we can have will be one that is organic. However, we need to integrate, because we also need to ensure that we have quick wins.
They are calling for urgent strategic efforts to restore soils within 10 years.
Actually start adding the organic materials into the soils systematically. The beauty about it is that it builds up as the farmer is adding, from one season to another. So we are promoting adding of organic fertilizer or soil conditioner, at least one bag for every purchase of DAP or NPK or CAN.
Still keeping up with matters agriculture, farmers in Nakuru County are actively preserving indigenous seeds at community seed banks to prevent their extinction. Eden Indigenous Seed Farms, a community-based organization, is leading this initiative by supporting farmers in seed preservation while promoting organic farming and kitchen gardening.
Lucia Wamboi, a small-scale farmer from Makongo, Makueni County, who shares her success story of growing nyakairo and indigenous bean variety along with other crops. Wamboi has practiced organic farming for over 5 years, enabling her to meet her family's needs.
Mimi nikitaka hizo mbegu, kama nikitoka hapa niende Kitale na angalia hii mbegu na sijaiona kwetu, wacha nikuje. Nikiipanda inaendelea na mimi naendelea kuipanda. Kwa hivyo wewe ukiwa huna hiyo mbegu, unakuja ninakubadilishia ama ninakupea. Tumepanda mbegu mpaka Turukana.
She is among the 800 farmers working with Eden Indigenous Seed Farms, a farmer-owned indigenous seed company to preserve indigenous seeds and prevent their extinction.
Tuko na aina ya 124 variety ya mbegu ambayo tumeweza kufanya so far.
Through partnerships with local community, seed banks and agricultural experts, the organization conducts model fossil analysis to identify crop species at risk of extinction. Once identified, the seeds are cultivated using organic farming methods and secured in community-based seed banks.
Tukiendelea hivyo, tutakuwa na chakula ambaye haiishi, kwa sababu ukiangalia huku kwingi, wakati wa kiangazi kama sasa hakuna kitu kwa shamba, hakuna mavuno, lakini ukienda kwa mashamba yetu utaona mihogo ambaye tuko nazo, utaona mandizi, utaona miwa.
Eden Indigenous Seed Farms founder Francis Ngiri highlighted the challenges smallholder farmers face in sustaining crop production and earning a livelihood.
Vizuri imeanza kurealize agroecology is the way forward, na ndio ukulima ambaye ni sustainable. Kwa hivyo tungependa vitu kama inputs, tupewe inputs za kulima, kama tuna vitu zinaitwa organic fertilizer, organic manure, wasaidie vijana wetu waweze kuunda.
Experts stressed the importance of training programs in equipping smallholder farmers with the skills to maximize farm productivity, improve food security, and promote sustainable agriculture.
To sports now, Kenya's Veronica Mbithe has been eliminated from the ongoing 2025 IBA Women's World Boxing Championship in Nice, Serbia, after suffering a 5-0 defeat to Kazakhstan's Belkolova Alua in the round of 32 of the light flyweight bout. Despite putting up a spirited fight, Mbithe was unable to counter Balkekova's aggressive approach, losing by unanimous decision. Now the judges scored the bout 30-27, 30-26, 30-24, 30-27 and 30-27 in favor of the Kazakh boxer. The win, Alua advances to the round of 16, where she will face Yasmin Motago of Morocco. Kenya still has 7 boxers in the contention at the global boxing competition, which has attracted over 500 fighters from 40 nations. Among them, Pauline Chegewandia, who will battle Djokovic Bojana of Montenegro tonight at the round of 32 at the elite women's 54-57 kg featherweight category, while Cynthia Mwai Mwihaki is set to take on Edith Hernandez Gonzalez of Mexico in the elite women's 60-63 light welterweight division.
Ladies and gentlemen.
That puts a cap on matters in the headlines this morning. Be sure to keep tabs on what is trending across board, including the president's tour, as well as the political dynamics following that pact of unity between UDA, ODM and UDM there. What does this mean for the political matrix, especially? Do we have a vibrant opposition? That's a question that Victor is going to be posing to his panel in not too long, where you're welcome to give your feedback. Get us on X at KBC Channel 1. Tonight, we're also going to be discussing matters of social protection with a keen interest on the Inua Jamii program. So do set the date and the time. It's 9 p.m. I'm Regina Manyara. Have a pleasant day ahead.